There has been a lot of talk circulating the topic about what the next Arkham game will be. After the release of the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game, we're all very curious to know what's next. Will it be a Nightwing game? Will it be a Red Hood game? Well, there have been a lot of videos coming out speaking upon this topic, but I'm going to tell you guys what game we really need. With the emergence of some concept art, questions of a Batman Beyond movie or game have been arising. Now, what does this concept art mean, and why was it released? Will we see any type of content involving Terry McGinnis? This was very exciting to see because it made us Arkham fans and just Batman fans in general feel like someone actually in the process of cooking up something new and fresh for the Batman Beyond content and having it underway, because we've been in a huge drought with the Batman Beyond content lately. Now, with the arising concept art, Warner Bros. And DC gave us a very soft no, unfortunately, and that kind of stung because the concept art looked absolutely insane. How Warner Bros. And DC said no, this is beyond me. After turning this down, Warner Bros. And DC's thought process needs to be studied. The fans need this. Like, who is cooking? But it's okay because this might lead into a possible game that'll be set in the Arkhamverse. Now, a new question has also been circulating in regards to this new Batman Beyond game, and that question being, will this potential Batman Beyond game be just like all the other Arkham games? Will it take the same approach Conroy's Arkham Batman did? Now, at first, I did in fact want Rocksteady to make a Batman Beyond game just like the Arkham games, but after some deep searching on the web, I found some concepts that could perfectly fit in with a potential new Arkham game and could possibly work when replacing the Arkham style of a Batman. Now, we all have to understand that making any type of Batman game with no Bruce Wayne will always be a huge risk. Just simply hearing an Arkham game or any game that has Batman in it without being able to play as the GOAT Bruce Wayne already makes a lot of people automatically not want to play it. Just take a look at Gotham Knights. This is the perfect example of, if you're going to make a game without Bruce Wayne, it better be the greatest game to ever be created. Now, there is a way we could replace Wayne's Batman without having to undergo an incredibly excruciating transition, and that would be introducing the Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond. With his tech, fighting style, villains, and overall an older Bruce Wayne's involvement in his life as a mentor, it would be the perfect way to fill in the shoes of the Dark Knight, well, the Arkham Knight, without having to disappoint the fan. There isn't a better way to have someone take over the mantle than Terry years later. Sorry, Nightwing. It would be a great origin story opportunity and overall give great lore to fill in the once peak lore that lied in the original Arkham games. Now, I do have to say though, because I have seen a lot of people saying they want another Batman game, that just clearly won't happen after seeing how much Rocksteady cares after the release of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. All Arkham fans have to come to a collective agreement that we will never get what Rocksteady cooked up from 2009 to 2015 again. The era of the go-to Arkham games are unfortunately over, but what if I told you that wasn't necessarily a bad news? Yes, I do believe more games will obviously come out set in the Arkhamverse. We just want what's best for the future Arkham games, as a lot of people. A high percentage of Arkham fans just want to see Rocksteady cook like what they did with the Arkham franchise. But now let's keep in mind that they will have a completely different approach to the game style of future games set in the Arkhamverse. Now, like I said, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, though, but seeing what we saw with Kill the Justice League, there is a lot of concern, and let's just hope the path they take for the Batman Beyond will be actually good. Now, with this would be very sad news, well, sad news for people who only care about the Arkham Trilogy type format of a game, which is a mixture of a grounded and more comic book accurate version of Batman. Now, if you are always open to change, this would be perfect for you. The game would have to take the same approach we saw Insomniac take with Spider-Man. Now, Terry is a very aerial, acrobatic type Batman, very similar to what we see with Miles Morales. With his crazy acrobatic and flexible fighting style, it could be a perfect way to transition into a better and more smooth fighting style for future games set to release in the Arkhamverse. For you players who need a breath of fresh air and want to transition into a new combat system, this would be perfect for you. Now, 3 reasons this will go well is, first, let's get to the first one. There is no better way to transition into a better combat system for future Arkham games than with the Terry McGinnis. 2, a lot of Arkham fans are getting tired of a lockout Batman game where there aren't any regular civilians and there are just criminals locking everything down. People are starting to demand a game where you can be in an open Gotham City with regular people living their lives and crime going on as normal. Now, 3, fans who love Spider-Man games and the format would definitely love this game via Batman Beyond, bringing a new style of gaming for the Arkham games for future games to come. Now, to get to my first point, what better way will we possibly be able to transition to a whole different combat system than a Spider-Man type Batman figure? It is the perfect opportunity to open up a new world of takedowns, combat, utilization of gadgets, and overall a non-grounded combat system. Now, not only will this be insanely fun to implement an aerial type combat system, but it will be something new and something we haven't seen in the Arkham games. Now, a lot of people will say that, why not just make a Nightwing game? If this is the case, well, one problem with that, we already played with the Nightwing and in the previous games, and it wouldn't be anything new. We need something new, and no one fits that description better than Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, the GOAT. We would definitely like a Batman game where the city isn't shut down by goons, but instead you actually have to operate around or even within the active nightlife with really tough people lurking around and the detours you take to get there. back alley brawls leading to shutting down a nightclub, or stealthy robbery in progress, do you guys see the world of opportunity this game could bring and how it could take a new approach to the Arkham games to an entirely different level? We can't repeat the Arkham Prime the same way we did in the first time, but we definitely can create another. The last reason this would be a very good choice when it comes to making the next Batman game is the combat system. Now, the combat system is probably one of the most, if not the most important aspects to any Arkham game. Moving on from the combat originally set in the previous Arkham games is going to be really tough, seeing as that is the combat we all know and grew to love. It will hurt to let it go, but if we can implement a fighting style that perfectly matches up great martial arts and a non-grounded Batman approach, I don't see why anybody would oppose that. I will say it is really sad that we won't get another Peak game that takes the Arkham series type approach to the game, but this doesn't mean we can't get another version of Peak. Now, I do believe although we won't get Peak Arkham Batman in the way we got him for the Legendary Stint, we could still save the Arkhamverse with Terry McGinnis. Now, with the recent talks about emergence of a multiversal type theme coinciding within the DC universe, it has caused a lot of controversy within the Arkham community, because we understand to keep games alive, we always have to be open to change, right? With the Arkham games, it seemed very much like people just wanted to stick to the path set for us by the original ones. The people want a Batman return. Batman in Gotham seems to be what would keep the gamers in tune, with more games to come in the Arkhamverse. Maybe an open world Superman game that can save the fan base, or we could time skip the verse like 10 years and, like I said, introduce the great Terry McGinnis with his Batman Beyond. Let's be real, it only makes sense to give Terry some love, and this would be the perfect opportunity to do so. It fits perfectly within the narrative to the time skip verse and start with some new Batman Beyond games. I would definitely love to see where it goes with Terry, but hopefully they don't ruin Terry like they did with Gotham Knights and Nightwing and Jason, but we don't talk about that. Now, after scouring on all types of websites, I've come to a conclusion based on what the fans have been saying that, yeah, it would be fun to get a Nightwing game, it would be fun to get a Red Hood game, and etc., but the best option would be Terry McGinnis here, via just being able to transition into a new style of Arkham Batman in a very clean and smooth manner, because yes, we could get other games with other characters, but we've already played with them, and the fans need something new. But what do you guys think? What Arkham game do you think we should get next? Until next time, peace.